Hi, I'm Mark Westcott, and once again I'm with Peter McKnoulty, a consultant with McCullough Robertson in Brisbane. Pete, last week we had an interesting conversation where we talked about what I refer to as the pompous presumption, condescending counsels, two phrases that kind of incite a little sparring with some people, I suppose, but I find that comes up pretty regularly with successful clients, is that they either suffer that or their accountants and solicitors, the relationships they already have, get very precious and sort of try and really block out people coming in to do a good job for their clients. You've got some thoughts you'd like to share on that?
Yeah, I guess a couple of points there, Mark. Firstly, in relation to the actual process of getting the wills as the final part of the estate planning. Last week we talked about the estate planning process is one which involves a quite detailed review of a lot of issues, and the wills fall out of that rather than are the critical part of it. And in my experience, it's important to have a team of advisors who are experienced in this area, who understand the issues that need to be considered, and can work together with each other. And one of those advisors needs to take the project management role to make sure it happens. It's a very common situation where the draft will is prepared and then it sits because nobody ever follows it through. And it's one of those things, as we've talked about earlier, procrastination is never far from the surface here, and so unless someone's badgering the clients quite often, then it can fall apart. The other part, I guess, is the precious advisors and feeling that they are being challenged by others. Again, I think it just requires them to understand that estate planning is a bit of a specialist exercise. We look at it a bit as a general practitioner and a specialist.
The brain surgeon.
That's right. You don't let your GP cut open the head and do the brain surgery, and
No.
so by the same token, the normal advisors should recognise that occasionally you do need to get specialist advice in particular areas, and so they shouldn't feel at all threatened. And certainly my experience is once the advisors become comfortable with the process and understand that this isn't an attempt to cut them out, it's really just complementing their skills. Quite often the advisors have become very strong supporters of it and then understand the importance of going through a similar sort of specialist process with their own clients, with other clients as well.
And I guess what you've done is lead in perfectly to what we do. Thanks, Pete. And you've probably seen firsthand that we do act in our role with the Peace of Mind plan. We certainly act as the facilitator, the project managers, and what we like to do is take our clients through a process, and effectively they pay us to badger the hell out of them.
Yep.
And to make sure that professionals like yourselves and the other people that are involved all fit into a timeline and we get these things done so it's not too late.
It's a critical part of the whole process that someone has that role, and like any professional they need to be paid because they are adding real value. If it doesn't happen, nobody's got any value, so it's a critical part of the process.
And you're the brain surgeon as far as I'm concerned from the legal point of view, so thank you. And thanks again for your time today, Pete. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.